Hello everyone, my name's That British Fox, and I'm Tiger. And joining us today will be Miss Penny Q. Penny,
Hello.
now for those of you who don't know, we will be doing a speed paint. And this speed paint will be immense. We'll begin right now. So, out of curiosity, Penny, what do you think of Momo as a character, even though she doesn't have much character that I told you of? Except for that fanfiction I'm writing. Can you
Hmm.
write a fanfiction on your own characters?
I probably should start writing on about my characters. I barely do that.
At least you can try. The things I got are stuck in my head. Yeah, it's just like the rest of us. Point is, I'm not very professional. Were you ever? No, not really. Anyways, all right. Me and Penny might end up doing a Hunter x Hunter review. Although I would love to. Well, as much as that British Fox would love to do anime reviews on your favorite YouTubers. Markiplier's going to be the best one, and maybe the meme king himself, PewDiePie. We might end up having to hold that for the Spoilers Insanity trailer if you ever make it. Yeah, but any questions, Penny, before I talk about Goblin Slayer, my Goblin Slayer OC?
Hmm. So Momo, so is she a personality of Tigger?
Yes. Well, she. Fuck, the explanations are so skewed. But in the short answer, yes, she is.
Hmm. Yeah, I kind of want if you could explain her backstory. That'd be nice.
She does have a backstory.
Oh, I wonder.
Yes.
I bet the viewers would want to know.
Well, they can read all about it or listen to the audio narration whenever I make it, because that backstory kind of became a superhero entry at like page 3, where Silver Fox jumps over her daughter to reveal she has silver ears and a silver tail as her daughter comes to accept herself, only to find out that her father didn't really expect that his daughter would have ears. And this is China, where, the I believe it's China that demonizes the like animal the fox animal kitsunes. But if he was able to see past it to marry Silver Fox and produce a child with her, this is the birth of the current incarnation of Tiger. Don't ask me how that works, but if I had to give you a straight-faced explanation, Tiger can be reincarnated in many ways, and one of them is through conception. Hey, I just want to like quickly update this because I said something stupid. All right, so the reason Tiger's able to be reborn via conception via Silver Fox is just because that Tiger and Silver Fox are biologically. Well, Tiger's basically a descendant of Silver Fox. He is able to be reincarnated via Silver Fox because of her connection with Tiger and the bond they share, both spiritually and genetically. So, if anyone was to run a scientific test and see if they share blood, they would. Tiger's bodies will always share blood with Silver Fox via reincarnation of conception. His other incarnations that might be born in a different manner or different way may not share the same blood, but they still have a bond that allows this to happen. And technically, Sin and Tiger, although they don't start off as human, they do become more human as the series progresses. Sin just has like his own reputation following him, and Tiger has his own, where people tend to like praise Sin for his skill and his talent, and praise Tiger for trying to be like somebody that like never gives up. Correction. The reason they actually Sid is praised for his skill and his abilities to like do things that no one has ever seen in quite a while, let alone the things he's able to pull off. And people root for Tiger in the world they live in because Tiger does come back and doesn't give up. Despite having great abilities, he's still a scrub when it comes to like skill and mastery of anything. So people will follow Tiger via him always trying to better himself, but always coming up short because of his because he is human. That's the difference between them. Even though he's not much of an underdog and more of like more of a brute forcer, if I have to be honest. The other personalities do have their own things, like Momo being more intelligent and actually thinking her things out before engaging in fighting. Even though, what was it? What was this is clearly unscripted, so let me cut myself off there before like I go on a spiel about everything about Momo and I make it up on the spot because I love doing that. It's what I did with the Goblin Slayer OC I just created called Hobgoblin. Penny, go ahead and ask a question before I go on a tangent about that.
Yeah. Well, I thought you wanted to go on about.
I do want to talk about Hobgoblin for the Goblin Slayer from the Goblin Slayer manga, because Goblin Slayer, if you don't know, is actually an anime, although it is a violent one, a very violent one. So, children, if you're a furry and you like seeing people intact, please don't watch Goblin Slayer. But I do have an OC. I want to make it an OC because of the movie Spider-Man Into the Multiverse. I mean Spider-Verse. because of that movie, people were creating
I mean,
personas
that's
and
probably yeah.
cups and cup sonas and just like anything can be an OC. What I want to do with that is I just thought to myself, what if I made an OC around Goblin Slayer? The anime gets a lot of shit, and I'm not sure what the status on the manga is. And I was telling about Penny about this. Sorry, let me pause myself. Penny, what were you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna say that yeah, you explained it. You already explained it about Goblin Slayer's backstory and what it's based on.
Oh no, I explained to you what Hobgoblin story is. I don't know anything about Goblin Slayer, yet I'm still writing a fanfiction about it. Isn't that neat?
Oh, you said Goblin Slayer it's from yeah.
Go- Goblin Slayer is the main character who slays goblins because he's really good at it.
Basically.
Yeah, that's basically the most of its parts. Scopo is probably going to skewer me like Goblin Slayer slays goblins for saying that and like denying our Lord and Savior, High Priestess Goblin Slayer. By the way, we don't know his actual name. That's the one thing I do know. His title is just Goblin Slayer, and that's what people just call him. Anyways, what was it? Oh right, we can talk about Momo or we can talk about Hobgoblin.
Mm, let's talk about Momo. Her blue hair and the
No,
fancy background.
you said blue hair. I heard boobs. Sorry, Akira the Fox has gotten to me.
Uh,
He's young and he likes boobs. And there's actually supposed to be a mini comic I make where I want to make a little mini comic. It's like 4 or 5 pages long. Now it's my versus insanity, which has stretched far past that. But yes, it's supposed to be a mini comic where Akira gets gender bent or R63 and gets a female form. And the character Jelly I'm currently drawing is a character that's going to join in the book as like a side character or as like a second protagonist. While Tiger is like running around having fun, leading to Akira getting swapped. Also, Akira's older. We're not talking about like the actual person, since I have to age up my characters for the stuff I want to pull. So we get 18, 22 plus Akira getting swapped around, and Jelly's response is, why does she get bigger tits? To which Tiger freezes by smashing into a brick wall, switches from Tiger to tags, and says, oh, that's simple. I have no excuse. And yeah, that's basically where that leads. Give me 1 second. But yeah, that's the basic joke. No, wait.
Well, you can pause it if you
I
want.
do have a joke. The joke is Tiger says, oh, simple, because Aki loves boobs. Now she has her own. If you are going to note anything about my writing soon, and I'm going to call it out, yes, when a character changes sex, they will automatically be referred to as the new form they have. Why is this? It's because you have a polymorphic shapeshifter on your team as a main character. So people at this point, it's just instinct for people to say, "Oh, he or she," based on what.
And he's pan or he's just
Don't call him a pansexual.
He doesn't have a label because he's trans-dimensional. Like
there's your answer.
There he is.
He's not even human, but he is.
Yeah, he takes a humanoid form, but doesn't mean he has humanoid concepts.
Even though I said he can be born through sex.
Yeah, because he has to have a body somehow.
I think the best way to put it is, as far as Tiger's concerned, his existence is contradictory. His existence itself is a contradiction to anything that's set as a law. You can't turn from a man to a woman. Your DNA, it's Tiger. He can fucking do it. You can't spit fire out of your hands. He's an incarnation of magic. Deal with it. Yeah, that comment's probably going to come back to bite me later when someone wants to be a dick and say, well, you see, you can't just say that and expect people to like believe or understand what you mean.
I mean, if you're always divisive, people can't jab at you because that's just how you are.
I don't want to be in controversy, but I do want to tell a fun story. But I also want to get my licks in. Oh, by the way, if you ever ask why I started saying getting my licks in, I believe I picked it up from a channel I like, Carl Smallwood from Fact Fiend. He's British and he uses a lot of like slang and terminology that I just follow. And my expression to say like to get my laughs off or like to get a jab in is just to get my licks in. Mainly because my avatar is a hybrid, and how would a hybrid show endearment to another hybrid? Well, other than a hug or a cuddle, maybe, Point is, that's what I'm going with. getting my licks in is basically just saying this is how I get my laugh, or this is how I joke around.
Pretty
I was
much.
talking about I was talking about Momo. I was supposed to talk about Momo, like her entire deal, right?
You always go on tangents, so I just let you. I
It
mean,
doesn't it doesn't help that Carl is not the reason I go
wait.
on tangents. He's he's just like one of the things that like influence me. I
Yeah,
always
the way it's structured, I can see why.
before like I met him, Penny knew I went on tangents. I went on tangents before. I literally did this in high school with her, where I was like,
I
and then
swear.
like this character goes into this and this and this, and Penny just sat there thinking, wait, so is Tags her own person or a personality? Is Jen a personality? She still hasn't.
Those are
She
basic questions. I gotta. Have to
she
ask.
I can understand. Here's something you all should know. If I make a TMP like book that comes up before the comic books is actually released on the YouTube and DeviantArt, it's just going to be like what you need to know and what character lines up where. Because I'm aware that Tagger, being who he is, basically any fan theory, if I ever had like someone that follows the series, they could point saying, well, this person can possibly be a Tagger personality, and you might be right, but you might be wrong. And but
Yeah, they can classify your other characters. I can see that happening. Cause
I need to make it like very clear and like make it understood uh, what makes a Tiger personality, and what are like their little niches that'll let you know that yeah, this person is a Tiger personality, even if they don't look exactly like Tiger or wears colors.
exactly.
This applies to Momo specifically, which is why I bring it up. Let's look at Momo. Does she have orange or brown hair?
I
No, she
really
has
thought
blue hair.
she was her own person at first. Like I didn't know.
Yeah, but no, she's actually one of the outliers. A lot of the personalities do develop as their own, can develop their own sense of fashion or their own like desire to look different. Mom was one of these people. She's not a magic user, which is why she was like, "Well, I come from China and I don't use magic. I want to like I'm still a personality and I don't mind being that, but I want to have my own little style." And like she went to Tags and Fur, and they were like, "Yeah, we agree with you. You don't really dress like us, so let's figure out an outfit that works for you." And they were like, "Well, what do you like?" "Well, I want to look cool." And Fur like is automatically like, "You're a Japanese samurai. Let's give you a scar." But instead of pulling out like she pulls out a sword, and Mom was like, "Are you gonna cut my face?" And it's like, "No, it's a toy sword. Here, hold this. Pose for me." And Momo, this is her first time like actually engaging with Fur and like wanting to change her appearance, and she's not used to like Fur acting like this. Surprisingly enough, you figure that all the Tiger Patrols would be used to Fur, but no. In the Momo story I'm working on, Shade literally like his ironclad facade, which in the comic books isn't broken. His like iron. Give me a second. So yeah, his iron will, just to like sum it up, it's he's very difficult to make crack. But and the reason for that is he's supposed to be like this professional assassin that never cracks, never fails, super intelligent. He's the person Tiger can turn to for like the best result, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, except when it came to Fur and the comment she made where it's like, oh yeah, I totally like uprooted a tree by kicking it when I found out what your name was. And Shade literally blushes at this. He's like, well, he's literally just like, well, I mean, whatever. He like,
He likes
he's not.
throwing shade.
He doesn't like to. He likes to throw shade, but he doesn't like getting. He's not used to getting like complimented by any of the other personalities because
Yeah.
he's a bit dickish. And like he's like you can obviously as like oh he was like the bad boy phase in Tiger's life or something. No, he's very adept at fighting and like
And Shade's
he's not.
not a personality. He's his own person.
No, Shade is a personality.
But then you said they were dating.
What?
No.
No, you're thinking of something else.
Oh, I was thinking about Fur's old boyfriend.
Oh, X. All
I don't
right,
know. I kept
so I
thinking
retconned the story again. At first, the explanation for why X originally sacrificed his essentially his freedom to sin was to protect Fur. Was X is an individual on Evo that grew up on Evo, lived on Evo, and fell in love with Fur. Fur accepted his romantic gesture. She went on a date with him. She fell in love with him. She loves him to this day still, even in the main universe. When she sees him, she gets infuriated with rage, and her fur actually spikes up like other hybrids do. When a
Ooh.
hybrid, and this is like their frenzy form. When a hybrid is very infuriated, their hair. Minor correction. It is actually the feral state that I meant to state. I said frenzied because I was thinking of the entity Ripslash during the live stream. But yes, I meant to say feral, not frenzied. just like stands up on end, and their hair is already naturally a hard thing. Try to cut it with a normal knife, it's gonna like break or like just like slide off their fur.
How
Their
about
fur
that?
is their fur is enhanced by their magic to like be natural armor, right? So, and when they go berserk, their fur becomes edged, and sharper weapons break on this edge because they're obviously going to swing at you, breaking through the blade or possibly cutting through it with how sharp their fur has become, becoming a metallic like armor that can cut through weapons. And she basically loses her mind, and because she's like she loves him, but she hates the fact that she's working for Sin. No,
Yeah.
he's working for Sin, and he's a general now. How the hell did he become a general? She doesn't know how he became a general or like why he would even want to be one. This just gives him a little bit more leeway with Sin.
I thought he died at first. I kept thinking,
Mm,
but
no,
shit.
that's Shadow's boyfriend, Dave.
Yeah, David or Dave wasn't Shadow's boyfriend. He was going to be her husband if he didn't get viciously murdered by Sin. No, my bad again. It's just hard to come up with this stuff on the spot and when you're trying to think straight.
Oh, dang. Yeah, you're gonna have to make an encyclopedia of all your characters.
So basically, Fur's like, all right. So to sum it up, to Penny, the way the relationship between Fur's boyfriend or ex-boyfriend works is Fur loves him, he loves her. But I'm retconning the story, so this girl that Fur dated was a very vindictive, revenge-filled, just terrible person who basically, after trying to ruin Fur's life and rage, and the other personality is like coming to her aid and like getting this chick off her back, she's like, well, I can't take them on and I can't kill them without getting their, I can't kill Fur without getting them on my back. I told you, she's horrible. So what ends up happening is she goes to Sin. Sin is a businessman. Keep that in mind. Tagger is immortal. So are his personalities. Sin wants to see Tagger beat him. He wants to lose to Tagger. He wants to see what Tagger can do at his full potential. Tagger's never given that to him. And when she's like, what do I have to do? What do I have to offer you in order to make this contract? And Sin's like, well, what do you want? She looks at him and is like, wait, what? I thought you want... Everyone, this is the response everyone always gives. It's like, aren't you supposed to be some demon king that's like, aren't you supposed to be like the super devil and you take my soul? And Sin's like, he looks at her. He takes a deep breath and says, that is a stereotype. Do not throw me in with that individual.
Don't
Okay.
compare me to the devil, man.
I am not the devil. Stop giving me these disgusting stereotypes. And like she's like, oh, so am I supposed to offer you a sacrifice? He hits the wall behind her. So Sin ends up just punching the wall behind her, and she's like, oh, okay. He could have punched my head off, but he didn't. And Sin just looks at her and says, look, if you're gonna keep making stereotypical jokes at my expense, I think it's best you leave. I treat everyone I meet with respect, and you've disrespected me twice already. One more, and I'm gonna lob your head off. What is it that you want, and what are you gonna offer me for it? And she's like, oh, okay, I want you to kill somebody. Kill somebody. I can have one of my generals do that for me. I can have one of my lowest grade warriors do that. Hell, I can have a civilian do it, and they could do it quicker. And she's like, wait, what? Civilians? Yeah, they're my friend's family and the people that follow me. You don't think I trained them to defend themselves? Do you know how many arms had to be broken before somebody got the idea? Don't fuck with my people? No? How many? Well, let's just say the Bone Shakers weren't inspired by the leader. The Bone Shakers? And this is actually where Sin explains the origin of the Bone Shakers. A gang of individuals on Evo that have a sword that when thrust into a body basically uses the... Alright, I didn't have an explanation for the sword before. Before it was just the sword is entered into your body and shakes you so violently your bones turn to dust. And you don't die. No, I think you die. I can't remember. I changed it recently to you can't die, but I think I might make it that you die. But they're a cult, right? They wear that stupid skeleton Halloween outfits you see, and they call themselves the Bone Shakers, and they sound very comedic, but they're actually pretty scary. And Since like, yeah, the reason the Bone Shakers came into existence was because people kept trying to hurt my men and my people, And what they got in return was broken arms. Why didn't you just kill them? Why should we kill them? Good point. They came to hurt my men and my people, not kill them. Unless they were bandits, in which case we did kill them.
Dun, dun.
And Sin is like, and that's the origin of the Bone Shakers. That's pretty cut and dry and a little anticlimactic. What do you want? They're a cult of people wearing skeleton outfits. Ooh, spooky. What do you want? Oh, right. You want someone to kill. You want someone to be killed. And Sin's acting out of character because he's actually very annoyed. He starts to resemble Tagger, and Tagger's very scattered brain, obviously because he's my avatar and he represents aspects of me. So he starts getting a scattered brain and starts representing Tagger a little bit more with his scattered thoughts and like trying to figure out what. Trying to remember what she's saying. It's like,
Yeah.
right, all right. You want someone dead. Why do you want me to do it? Sorry, I'm not doing like a proper I can control the world voice. I'm a little scatterbrained myself. Okay, so let me get into characters. Like, okay, why do you want me to kill this person if I can have anyone else do it? And her response is, well, you see, her name is Fur. And Sin just looks up. Fur. The red vixen, right? Red vixen?
Why is
The
X-
shirtless red dog. I thought she was a fox. I could care less right now. You've annoyed me. Okay, I'll kill her. What do you offer me in return? I don't know. Sin pulls out a knife and is like, okay, I accepted your deal. Blindly, might I add. And now you offer me nothing. This knife is going to go into somebody. And it's either going to be you or her. Now think of something. And she's just like panicking in her mind. Sin's actually sped up time so she can like think out of all the ways he could kill her. But he's not reading her mind. He just sped up time because he's not dealing with this shit. So time sped up. She's like super freaking out. She's like doing all this crazy shit. Because keep in mind, I still want to keep it comedic. This might be a very dramatic moment, but I still have to have I still have to get my licks in. So yeah, she's like freaking out. She's thinking all the possibilities, and she's like, "I offer you my family," and his response is, "You don't have one." And then she just like destroys her.
So it's Fur making the deal, right?
No, this is the crazy bitch that Fur left. I told you, the chick wants revenge. Fur went to go date X.
I thought X was a guy.
He is a guy. This chick is an X. This chick is the girl Fur was dating. But this girl was so vindictive, stalkerish, horrible, abusive that Fur left her. Which is why I said the personalities had to step in. Fur is not allowed or didn't want to hurt this chick as much as she wanted to. So Rage and the other personality step in to be muscle and to back her off. They're not afraid to hurt anyone.
Man.
So they step in, she backs away out of fear. And then she turns around and tries to ruin Fur's life. They step in again. She backs off. She tries to kill Fur. They step in and almost kill her. And now she wants Fur dead, but she can't kill her herself. So she goes to Sin, offers the deal. Sin's like getting annoyed, and he just did the whole sequence I just said. And then she's like, when Sin says you have no family, she realizes that she honestly doesn't. Her family doesn't care about her, and Fur was the one that actually tried to be kind with her. And then she fucked that up. And she's like, ah, shit.
So wait, okay. But you said her ex... Oh.
X is Fur's boyfriend. The one that's caring and the one she's still hung up about to this day.
His name is X, and so
No,
I thought of him. What's his name?
I don't have his name yet. That's the sad part. Everybody in the TMP universe... No. Fur started this trend. She's like, oh, it's you, X. Referring snarkily to him as her ex and not by his name. And this stung him, and it still stings him. But he kind of got a little bit more... it's kind of got like... It's not as bad as it used to be, where now he just breathes softly to like let it pass because everybody just refers to him as X because that they think that's what his name is.
Okay, and then she has another X. I was getting those too confused.
Yeah, her ex-girlfriend. Oh yeah, this was a chick. First bye, kill me.
Yeah.
So yeah, Fur's like, this chick is like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'll offer you everything I own if you kill her. Sin's like, fuck it, good enough for me. Sorry, let me say that in the Sin way. He's like, very well then. You better get everything you own and actually pay up. So then Sin walks over there. She's like, well, this is Sin, Lord of all demons, the individual that rules over hell and the Prince of Chaos. She rattles off all his names, and he literally just turns around and says, I haven't walked away even 10 steps, and you're already giving me saying every title I have. You must really not know who I am then. Then he just walks off. He still has to comment on that.
Don't mess with him.
And he goes to Fur, right? This is where the story gets serious again. Tension builds up as storm clouds build up around Tiger's little kingdom. The people are like, "Oh, looks like rain is coming." So thunder strikes down, sets a field on fire. Tiger's little fire personalities go out to go extinguish the fire before it spreads to the castle and possibly more of the forest. They run out. Sin walks in. The knights don't see Sin. They don't see Sin. They see a normal-ass man in a black suit walking in, not the red coat, red shade-wearing, long, spiked, fox-eared individual he is. He walks in just as a normal human being.
Question. Why is Sin choosing to wear ears?
No, he's not. He's choosing to look human. Oh, right. Sin is actually Fox Cyber, just like Tiger.
He was actually born as a fox, and then Tiger chooses to look like a fox. Nice.
No, they're both just foxes.
Okay.
Their spirit animals are like the fox. That's why they have the fox ears.
Okie doke.
I know it sounds stupid, but I'll explain it later. It has to do with symbology and but duality.
Okay.
But point is that like Sin walks in, he's a normal ass man. He has the black suit. He's not wearing shades. His eyes are like a normal brown. He looks average. The knights don't stop him because he looks like a citizen. He walks all the way up to the castle, only to get stopped by one of the personalities that's stuck around. It's like, wait, you. Sin sucker punches this guy out. He's not waiting. He was contracted to go kill Fur. He's gonna go find Fur.
Oh my gosh.
So he scours throughout the entire castle, knocks out all the guards, not killing them, by the way. Keep in mind about that. Knocks out all the knights, takes out the guards, takes out the secret ninja unit Tiger has, trained by Shadow.
Oh my gosh. Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. Brief TLDR for that one. Basically, Shadow's like, I need an elite group of ninjas to protect Tiger because he's a bit of an idiot. So she trains this like elite group of 10 ninjas, but then they became the secret service of like the kingdom and the people to protect them when the knights aren't around. So they're like, yeah, we're gonna defend you at all costs, sir. And he's like, and whenever like Tiger calls them forth, he just snaps his finger and says, arise. It's like, remove yourself from darkness or come to the light. And the ones near him will actually come out of the shadows and present themselves. He'll talk to them for information, status reports, and how everything is going. They basically help him keep track of the people and see if they're happy or not.
Oh, I haven't really thought of that for Taker, a role of his he actually takes up and lives in a castle. Nice.
Yeah, and like it's like Sin dispatches all of them, so they're all out cold. And Sin's like, I have searched this entire castle for her. Where could she be?
Oh,
And then
he doesn't know.
And he walks out the front door, and Fur's just playing in the fountain.
Oh.
She's not bathing in the fountain. She's like having a water balloon fight with some kids. She's literally just having fun with like the residents, the like youth of the kingdom. And he's like, he wants to swear, but this is Sin. So he's like, I cannot believe this. This is an insult to my own intelligence. And then Sin thinks about it. Well, let me think. How could I have missed her playing in the pond? Wait, she's playing with children. And she's playing in the fountains. That implies they were playing with water balloons. The water balloons they're using now must imply they must have gone from either their home or she is familiar with these individuals and went to the parents' house to go talk to the parents. The children also were bored, or they saw the king or queen or the persona, and they were like, oh, it's Miss Fur, let's go play with her. So let me think about it. So yeah, they must have had the water balloon fight at their home. And he's like saying this in his mind at an accelerated rate as Fur and everyone is just like slow because Sin has to think about this. And like, again, this brings back the comedic element. And he's like, oh, okay, so they must have ran all the way over here to the kingdom and played in the fountain. That's why I didn't spot her on my way here.
Uh-huh.
So in other words, it's just luck I found her. So Sin just walks up to Fur and walks up to the church and says, oh, hello, young ones. Tell me, what do all of you want most in the world? I want a puppy. I want a unicorn. I want a big sword like Miss Shadow. I want a sword like a ninja. Shadow appears out of nowhere, takes the kid.
What?
Don't ask why. that'll
That's
become
just
that'll
no.
become that'll become relevant later. So yeah, that's gonna become a story beat I'm gonna explain in another video. Remember, guys, Shadow takes a child who wants a big sword like Shadow.
I
So
won't forget that.
yeah, that happens, and like the girl that wants a unicorn gets a unicorn. The boy that wants a dog gets a dog. The last kid wants ice cream. Sin gives them ice cream. Then after the kids run off and like everything is okay, there's only adults around because Sin doesn't want anyone to see what's about to happen. Anyone that's like no, he doesn't want anybody young to like see what's about to happen.
Mhm.
He then turns to Fur and says, "Do you remember me?" And Fur freaks out because she's like, "Ah, shit! There's only one person in this world that talks like that, and that's someone that's probably angry at Tagger." So she's like, "Oh, so are you gonna murder me because you think I'm him?" Oh wait, let me register this. I'm a personality. And if I'm a personality, then people don't know I'm a part of Tagger's personalities. And then before she can finish that thought, Sin just punches her across the room into a dark dimension. A wormhole opens up right behind Fur the moment she gets
Fur.
punched, and then Sin enters the dark dimension, revealing his true form. It's like, I have been hired to kill you. But what Sin doesn't know is Fur's boyfriend X was like, of course he's gonna be with her. So he like rushing to the portal but can't find Fur.
Oh.
So he's in the dimension trying to find her. Everything's black, so he has to use his magic to try to light it up. His light doesn't work, so he's like running through this thing trying to scream for his name. But his voice doesn't echo off because this is a dimension meant for like silence. And first just like she literally is just holding her stomach saying, you're a prick, you know that? And Sin's like, I'm aware of your insults. Just know this isn't personal. Yeah, it's totally not personal because we totally could kick your ass if we tried.
Mm.
Sin just looks at her, and he looks confused, and then he kicks her across the like floor. And Fur keeps talking smack. Sin just keeps beating her, and then she's like, "If this isn't personal, why does it feel personal?" And Sin's response is, "Oh, I should have specified. It's not personal for me. It's personal for someone else." And she's just like, "Stop being cryptic. We both know you suck at being cryptic. Who sent you to kill me?" "Oh, that's simple. Your ex." And then Fur just drops.
Nah. Crazy. What happens when a personality dies? Oh, I don't think you've talked about it yet.
I could explain it, but this isn't the story where Fur dies. Because X comes in, takes the blow from Sin, and starts fighting Sin to the death. And this is the reason why X decided to make a deal with Sin. He was going to kill Fur. Sin was above her, and he was ready to kill her.
Yeah.
X takes the shot and defends himself. This doesn't really surprise Sin. It's like, oh, look, the power of love coming to save someone else again. What is this, a hero story? The story of a hero? Or the death of one? So Sin, they start fighting. He's not giving up. And then Sin's like, I came here to kill somebody. I am annoyed. The person that hired me to kill this person disrespected me. He then punches X out and walks out of the dark dimension, releasing his hold, snapping his fingers like that, and then the world dissipates as Fur is just on the ground, and X just picks her up and rushes her to the castle to try to find Mercy, or Hope, the personality that specifically specializes in healing people. And Sin just walks back to the chick and is like, did you kill him? I'll kill you if you ever try to contract me to do something like that again. And she's like, I take it you lost. Sin backhands her, then walks away because that's like the final straw. If he keeps talking to her, he's going to kill her. He doesn't need that in his life. So that's how
Pretty much too much about Sin through that interactions, man. Like, for example, he all of a sudden he utilizes different dimensions, like a void almost, and then he does contracts like an assassin.
No, the contracts have always been a part of his character. He is Sin, the Lord of all demons, but he's also able to grant any wish. And people spread the rumor, oh, there's this demon that can make contracts that can make your wish come true.
When it comes to children, like he does have a set of morality, it's just different from the other characters, which makes him an antagonist, obviously. He's
an antagonist as far as the heroes are concerned. As far as I'm concerned, I love his conflicting character traits.
Yeah.
That's why I say he's not evil, he's simply Sin. It's a
Mhm.
pun on his name and like a reference to like the things he can do. Keep in mind, he literally was very petty in his youth, which is why he christened himself the Lord of all demons. He created the word demon just to antagonize God himself. Because what are demons but like fallen angels? So that implies Sin has like a grudge against God himself and wants to bring him down. He still does. And
I
one
mean,
day he is going to like go back to heaven and try to kill him.
I mean, in this story, I
Yeah.
mean, he's not the actual devil, is he? Like considered,
No,
yeah.
he is not the devil. Lucifer does exist in TMP. It's just that, spoiler, Pixel beats him with a chessboard, and the title of like the devil is the name the devil is passed down to different demons that want the throne.
Hmm.
And Lucifer held it for the longest amount of time before Pixel beat him over the chessboard with a chessboard to take it. It was a title that could be passed down, but because he was the devil who splintered Sin's hell. Oh right, quickly, Sin created hell as a dimension for the souls to be like purified and brought back to the world of the living. God had nothing to do with that. Sin did, because Sin was like, "Fuck God," and then he like burrowed his way into the earth, created the dimension of hell, and then it was known as the capital, a dimension where tortured spirits could come back and redeem themselves, and they had their own choice of punishment. They could like try to help other spirits come to terms with their issues, or if you are a murderer or worse, you would be thrown to a pit where you would be forced to feel the pain of others by killing others that did the same act.
Right.
It's like you can go to hell for like stealing a chocolate bar, but do you really deserve to be tortured for that shit? Oh, wait, by
Yeah.
the way, that's a spoof on like on religion in our world, because in hell you would not in hell, in early Christianity there's like in a Christian book back in the past or whatever. If your book has to be changed, then obviously your religion is a lie, in my opinion. All right, so basically, yeah, it's one of the examples was if your kid has become an alcoholic and refuses to listen to to the parents, take him outside, denounce him from your family, and have the people stone him to death. That's fucked up.
Mhm.
But for Sin, it's like, no, I'm not a part of that life. Fuck that. Yes, murderers and individuals that have committed these horrible acts need to pay, but everyone deserves a second chance. And if the soul comes back and they come back for the exact same reason, a much worse fate befalls them. They still get another chance, but they get brutalized in the second attempt. And if they don't learn their lesson by the second go, their soul is terminated. If you are truly so evil that you cannot redeem yourself, even in hell, then your soul is destroyed. Oh, by the way, the more lighthearted side of hell, if you're just like some random dickish person like a troll on the internet or some shit like that, when you get to sent to hell, you're just like plagued by inconveniences. Like your oven didn't start all the way, so the food you bought from like Hellmart is like half cooked, so you have to like spend another half hour to cook it.
So basically, you're living in a lower dimension, and you're just living still. That's funny.
Yeah, you're living with more inconveniences.
Well,
It-
you could argue Earth is like that already.
Yeah, but like in hell, it's meant to be inconvenient. While on Earth, you can find love, friendship, family. You can find that in hell. You're just inconvenienced all the time. It's like, oh man, I didn't get enough gas in my car. Truth be told, an imp stole the gas for your car, so you have to refill it.
So that's probably the first level.
So yeah, basically in hell, you can be inconvenienced by imps and shit, and like that's just me being more of a dickish, taking a jab at hell. Yes, TMP is like a comedy and a drama combined, but it is what it is, Penny. It's funny how this thing keeps evolving. Yeah, it's funny how the story just keeps evolving and changing the more I do this type of stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy to see where Sin is ending up in terms of his personality and how he's coping with the world.
Yeah, and it's like Sin has an extensive history, and that's why I never call Sin a monster or a villain. Honestly, if Sin was real, I'd want nothing but like to talk with the guy because he must have like eons of experience. Then again, he has his own complex morality and like idea of what the world is and what the world should be. Even though his mindset is, I don't help people out of the goodness of my heart if they're not people I'm close to. People swear loyalty to Sin out of their own free will. They like choose to like follow Sin, and they like swear loyalty to Sin. Sin never told them, hey, in order to do this thing or get anything from me, you have to. So yeah, people don't really have to swear loyalty to Sin, but they just do it out of like what they believe. And Sin's like, oh, okay, they're swearing loyalty to me. But yes, as they find out, as anyone knows about Sin, the one thing you never do is double cross them. Also, we went on a bunch of tangents. When I come back to this video, if you're curious about, I'm gonna be curious about the ideas I'm gonna bring up in the next stream. Me and Penny do to like record our audio. Oh, on a side note, yes, the O's that in Momo are eyes. This is a callback to my old artwork, where an idea what I had with my artwork, where if I can fit eyes into the artwork and make it subtle, there's the reason. So if you picked up on that during the speed paint, congratulations. You are a super smart person. What were we originally talking about? We talked about Momo, right?
Yeah, we were talking about Momo. Then you went on a tangent about Sin, about the Hobgoblin.
All right, my Goblin Slayer OC. We'll talk about that another time. If you guys want to find out what my Goblin Slayer OC would be, tune in next time for our next speed paint. I'll bring it up there. All right, let me think. Oh, right, Momo's costume choice. Yeah, Momo's one of the personalities that doesn't want to really be seen as a Tagger personality, which is why her outfit is the way it is. She's dressed like this just because tags and fur helped give her a new outfit, and she decided to take inspiration from her homeland, being China, and like the idea of samurais from American films and movies. I'm lying, by the way. They went to the future to go see movies, or Fur went to the future to see like movies about China and crap like that. So that's why Momo also has this outfit. Pretty funny stuff.
Fur did that. Dang. I thought she would go back to Earth to watch those movies. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Earth is kind of a melting pot of like magma and death.
No, the past. No, the
Well,
past.
Momo exists in the past when she's born. She's born in China in like early in Tiger's lifespan or early in Earth's career. And well, it's funny how this was supposed to be a video about Momo, but I just went on tangents upon tangents upon tangents, exploring more characters and then getting more in depth with their stories. If anyone's curious, yes, this happens all the time. If you ask me about TMP, the world will always be a circle, a web that's connected. Each character has a tie to another character. That's how it is. That's how it's always going to be. So, Penny, do you have any closing statements for the video? Because the video is over now.
No. This was just a really chill stream, you know, just doing our thing, doing what we gotta do.